Today's session 12. So in 11th session, what we have done practically is we have applied get metadata for a particular container. But in that container, there are a lot of files, but you don't want all the files. You have applied some filter. So which are the particularly starting with, which files are starting with some letter A or ADF like that we have done. That means some filter we have applied. But filter output is definitely more than one file. That means multiple files. To traverse to each file, with each file, you have applied one looping activity, that is for each activity. But under for each activity, suppose for each is a loop. If it is a loop, at least one sub activity should be there. That sub activity we have applied copy activity. Okay. So these configurations we have seen. So a quick once again I demonstrate. Then we go for the conditional split. How to distribute based on the given condition, how to distribute our files to different targets. In our all previous examples, we have only one target container. Now, if I have two target containers, some files I want to copy into first container, some other files I want to copy into other different container. So for that, how to write our pipeline. That means how to design pipeline. If you know, that will be easy for you. Okay. Once this concept is completed, like a few more activities will be there. In the next session, we will complete those activities. Then we enter into actual part, which is ADF version 2. So all these concepts are available in version 1 also, whatever we are seeing, whatever we have seen till now. Okay. So maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow onwards, we are going to enter into data flows. That is actually important, where exactly our developer role will be into the designing the data flows. Okay, I'm coming to portal, Azure portal. And Ceci, did you create that account? Yes. Very good. Okay. So first, step one thing I would like to demonstrate you. First of all, as part of session 12, how to apply multiple conditions. In filter activity. So whenever you want to apply the multiple conditions, you have to apply logical operators. Okay. So we have and we have or. But regular programming style of and or is different. So here, in a different style, we are going to apply the same and or. By using this, you can apply multiple conditions within the filter activity. So this part we will see first. I'm starting ADF instance. Already we have linked services and data sets ready. Already the data sets got filled. Okay, just only filter active. I don't touch any data set here. Only within the filter, how to apply the multiple conditions fields. Its instance. Going to create a new pipeline. As usual, first I am taking get metadata activity. So pipeline name I am giving filter with multi conditions. Please tell me the configurations for this first data set. The input data set which has multiple files I am giving. Already in our last practice, we have given that data set, which is DS storage lake 101 underscore source. Okay, that is already configured. Already we have created the data set. Once again, we check what are this, what are the there in that particular container. Our data lake is storage lake 101. Within this, you have a container source. The source has these files. That is more than one file. Okay. So for this source container, you have created a data set in our previous example. Come to this. I have configured this. And one more parameter is required here. Go to the field list and select child items. About remaining options, I will explain after few things. There is a concept called parameterization. Okay. While explaining about the parameterization, you will be understanding about these remaining options. For now, I am selecting child items. So now it's ready. So whenever you are designing a pipeline, best practice is whenever you have placed one activity, first debug that activity. Debugging style, first validate your code. That is validate your pipeline. The pipeline has been validated successfully. And after that, you can apply the debug. The process in progress. Okay. Check the output of it. Output will be in the JSON format. This JSON has a lot of fields, but our required field is only items. The data type is array. Array elements will be there. In ADF, these elements are called items. At the rate item you are applying to fetch particular item. By using the name called item, suppose I want to get child items dot output. Okay. So under that output, each item is item. We are using a function called item to fetch that. But within the item, there are two things, name and type. Again, dot name. Got it? On that way, how to apply. Okay, this process already you have seen. Now I am going to apply multiple conditions. Multiple conditions here. Condition matching is let's check the output once again. Okay, there are namings like ADF, everything. Let's do one thing. I will keep some other different files, the same content. Some rough content I am giving. One more file I am saving. It's B200. The last file I am going to save. Sorry. B300. So this is my simple, there are three files with other different pattern. I want to upload into my data lake. So this is my data lake. Already I am into source container. I'm going to upload these three. The first file, B100. Upload. One more file, B200. Uploaded. All the files I have uploaded here. 200, 200, 300. That means here, just to differentiate the file naming patterns. Some files started with A, some files started with B, some files started with E. So you can apply different conditions now. Okay. So whether new files are tracked into ADF or not, once again, please run the get metadata. Once again, I am going to run it. Please wait, it may take a few seconds. Your process completed. Please check whether new files have been tracked into ADF or not. Okay, that is done. Okay, now I want to apply a condition. The condition should be like this. File name should start with either letter A or letter B. Only these files I want to select, remaining files I don't want to select. Got it. So that means definitely based on this requirement, you have to apply multiple conditions. So for this, you have to apply filter. How to apply the filter, you just check now. Taking filter activity. Connect these two activities. Connection is done. Now you can configure this filter. The filter name, give anything, multi-condition. That is my filter name. Come to the setting. Items and conditions, two things. There are two options. One is items. Second one is condition. So here you are giving filter criteria. And here you have to give. So it's saying internet connection is unstable. I hope you are getting my screen.
Yeah, we
Here
are
input
getting.
for the activity. So for the filter, what is the input? Which is output of get metadata. So these two things you have to configure. First, let's configure these items. So here observe below to that box, add dynamic content. Click on this. So the third category, activity outputs, which is output of get metadata at the rate activity of get metadata dot output. But within the output, a lot of fields will be there. Actually, you don't want all the fields. You want only the first field, which is child items. To get that, you have to apply child items. So this thing I'm selecting, I just replace the previous statement. Output dot child items. That is case sensitive, sir. Child small letters. The items I capital letter. Now I'm saying okay. Items is configured now. Now condition. Come to the condition area. Actually, our condition requirement is the files which are starting with letter A or B. That means that is string related function. String related functions are available in under functions category. There are a lot of subcategories. Here string categories will be there. String functions will be available. But straight away you cannot apply this one because you are going to apply with end and or. End or. Suppose for my requirement, what is the operator now? Or operator. Okay. The file is starting with A or a B. Whatever it may be, if it is and or, that will be available under logical functions. Okay. Logical functions. Let's take any logical function here. And equals is for comparison. Greater or equals, that is greater than or equals to. In this way, different things are there. So here is our R. The style of R is like this. I will copy the, we will club all the things. This is the function. So here in ADF, R is not an operator. Generally in an SQL or any other languages, or and these are the operators. But here it is a function. The function is starting with at the rate or. Even you just check activity at the rate activity like this. Got it? Okay. Okay, forget about R. Just check for starts with function under strings category. Here there is starts with. I'm taking only this function. These two functions we need to mix it. First, tell me the condition. Suppose how starts with is working. For example, I have apple here. The string is apple. Here the string is apple. Whether this word is starting with letter B or not. To check it, first actual word, next comparison word. Now it returns false because the file is not starting with a B. Suppose the statement is like this, the file is starting with A, it returns true. But how to get that file name? Already input is what? Input is what? Child items dot name. Child items dot name. Sorry, child item output dot child items. Child items is an array, but within that array, each element is an item. First, we need to take that item. Within that item, two things are there: name and type. Dot name. Exact file name will be copied in the runtime. For that, you are checking a condition with that is starting with A or not. Got it. Other here starts with is a function. Item is a function, but only for starts with only you have applied at the rate. That means in the place of argument, if any other subfunction, if any function is going to be placed, don't give at the rate. Suppose independently you are applying item. At that time, you have to say at the rate item. Got it. But if that function is a part of other function, which is a subfunction, don't give at the rate. This is function one. Same thing, I will write one more function. I will write one more function. At the rate starts with item of dot name. Whether this file is starting with letter B or not. I'm checking the condition like this. Now I have two conditions. These two conditions at a time you cannot apply. With the help of or operator or and operator, you can apply multiple conditions. That's why in the case of or, a first condition, comma, second condition. The second condition I am closing here. Suppose third condition you want to keep. Again, after second condition, say comma and give the third condition. Now, among these two conditions, if any one condition is true, that is enough. Final function returns true. But small change. What is a high level function here? Or only for R only give the at the rate. For remaining things, you can avoid this at the rate. Understand? So in this way, how to plan the condition. Now I am copying these two. The syntax statement I will paste here in the condition. Understood? Suppose by mistakenly have placed at the rate, not a problem. It will highlight you as invalid. If you do any syntactical mistake, it will highlight you. Then you have to follow the condition syntax. Understood? Now this is my condition area. All configurations are ready. Now I'm going to execute this pipeline. Validation successful, and running the debug. Running this in debug mode. What is the advantage if I run this in the debug mode? Activity by activity, you can check the output. So that easily you can understand if any failure happened, at which activity the pipeline execution failed. So already get metadata activity succeeded. Now filter. Second part, second activity also completed. Now check the output. Only the files starting with A or the files starting with B. Remaining files are not available. On that way, multiple conditions you can apply. Okay. Similarly, end operator I want to apply, sir. Suppose my requirement is like this. Should start with the A, with the E, and file should end with .txt. Now, like generally, what is the operator to match this requirement? End operator. So in this case, you have to apply the condition like this: @end of. Give the condition for first, which starts with V. Starts with item.name of V. This is condition number 1, comma. Second condition, for this you have to apply ends with. Okay, ends with item of dot name. Ends with what? Dot txt. You can close it. It doesn't matter how many conditions that you are placing. So generally, while giving the conditions line by line, you just give it, because easily you can write the code. So such kind of simple coding only will be involving into ADF. And third condition you want to give, okay, let this is just a concatenated result. Here my condition starts with of concat of this one, the concatenated result that should starts with some x. This way, it doesn't matter how many conditions that you are placing, as simply each condition should be separated with the commas. Got it? Let's apply, try to apply combination of AND and OR functions. Okay. Suppose you have a files like this, emp.txt. And employee.parquet. abc.txt. xyz.txt. What I want is all the files which are starting with ERA. The file is starting with E or letter A. Okay. At the same time, extension should be Parquet. Extension should be Parquet. So that kind of condition I want to apply. For example, here a file, there is a file a1.parquet. So that means what files you are expecting? Suppose XYZ is also Parquet. But I don't want this file. I want Parquet at the same time. That should start with either A or E. If it is a requirement, definitely have to go to combination of AND function and OR function. Okay. So in a high level, I am giving AND @AND. And my first condition is for whether it is starting with E or A. That is condition number one. So for this, I am applying OR function. Again, I am coming down. First, for the A, apply the condition. Starts with item dot name. Starts with letter A. Got it? Condition number one. And what about second condition? Again, at the same time, it should start with letter E. Now, my OR condition is completed. But in a high level, this entire OR is one single condition. Again, comma. Now apply the second condition for this parquet. Ends with item dot name of extension parquet. Now my end operator, that end function is complete. So this is a combination of end and OR. Got it? So same style, sir, how you are applying different conditions in SQL or in regular programming languages, but there you are applying operators here. Those are functions. That's it. Okay, let's go to the next session. Just for the fresh recording, I will stop this. 1 minute.